Hey everyone, I'm really glad to see you all here today. My name is Demidko, and I'm a co-founder at Fluence. And in this talk, I would really like to talk about decentralized internet and decentralized applications. So we all know that there are multiple potential applications. For example, decentralized cryptocurrency exchanges or decentralized web applications. All of those applications need to store their data somewhere. And if you look at the traditional ways how companies are storing their data, well, we would probably say that traditional companies often have the monopoly to the data. And we all know that the data might be lost, and there can be like potential data leaks. And in certain countries, well, unfortunately, the data might even get censored. So what do we do with that? I would probably say that there are new technologies, such as IPFS and Storage and others, that allow you to store files in a decentralized fashion. So that's really great, because like there is no single point of authority anymore. But I would ask myself, what's next, probably? And in this case, I would probably say that the next is the way how we could organize the data in a truly decentralized way. Imagine, for example, this. You have files stored in a decentralized file storage, but you want to perform search in this decentralized file storage. What do you do in this case? Well, you cannot really go over each file and just check it for the information you're looking for. You need some way to organize this data. Let me give you a very real-life example. Consider, for example, a library, and library stores books. Well, that's probably lots of information, and each book might represent a file. But what if I want to find all the books in the library? What if I want to find all the, for example, like Hemingway books, or all the books mentioned in Satoshi? What would I do in this case? Well, in a traditional world library, there might be catalogs. Catalog, you remember that? Like a big drawer box with cards. Well, you might not have seen that, but I definitely did in my childhood. And this catalog might help you to find different books. For example, this catalog might arrange books by an author or by the genre. And that's exactly how, in the technology world, the database index works. Instead of scanning each file, or instead of scanning each record in the database, you can just go to the index and say, hey, give me the results for this query. And it will point directly to the record you're looking for. And this will be almost, well, instantaneously, I would say. But the database is not only about the searching the data. The database is able to process and perform certain computations over data. For example, in our library use case, what if I want to find, well, the top 3 most popular fantasy books? Or what if I have readers in the library, want to find how many books each reader has taken, so I could, punish them in some way. To build such a database in a decentralized way, I would probably say there are 3, layers are needed. The first layer is the storage layer, like how the books are organized in the library. The second layer is the incentivization layer. Readers must pay for the books they are taken from the library. And finally, there is a data organization layer we have already discussed. But that's not only a problem. We also want the computations and the data to actually happen on the same machine. For example, imagine you have all the libraries in the world, and I want to count how many words are in all the books in the world. Do I have to take all the books from those libraries and put them into some single place to do the calculation? Probably not. What I want to do instead, I can say each library, hey, compute the total number of books or compute the total number of words you store, and then get these results and aggregate them in a single location. And this way of processing this data will be way, way more faster than just mailing them. And if you got this technology, it's a building block for decentralized applications. For example, you might want to build decentralized messaging systems that are capable of processing billions of messages without having a single point of failure. You can have decentralized cryptocurrency exchanges that are not relying on a single point of authority. Or you can build decentralized web applications. Well, let's consider a little bit more about the decentralized web applications. What do I actually need to build such an application? Let's say, for example, I want to build a decentralized Facebook. What do I want to do? Well, I would probably say that you can store images, like Facebook images, for example. I can store in the decentralized file storage. But the metadata and comments and other mutable data, I probably don't really want to store in the file storage. I want to store this, in decentralized database. And of course, you will need some sort of a special browser to browse such a decentralized internet, but that's pretty doable. So decentralized database network is what we're working on at Fluence. Check our website, and thanks for your attention.